It looks like things between Montana 700 and NBA Youngboy just hit a dangerous level. This beef been bubbling in Dallas hip-hop for a while, but now it's boiling over. Montana 700 been slick talking YB for years. We talking throwback clips, new dices, all that. But once those old videos started resurfacing, Youngboy's camp didn't just sit quiet. You can't keep poking at someone with real power and not expect fire back. Now stay tuned, cause what's going on behind the scenes ain't just random drama, it's strategic. This whole thing got layers. Before we get into the recent mess, let's keep it real about how this all started. Montana's been in the game for a while, but he's built a habit of tossing subliminal shots at YB, low-key lines, shady bars, mysterious posts, all pointing in one direction. Most fans missed it because it wasn't loud, but anyone tuned into the culture knew what he was doing. This is how the streets talk. Coded language, insider references, the type of shade only certain people catch. And when you're talking about NBA Youngboy, come on! One of the biggest names out the South. Baton Rouge legend, chart-topping numbers.
Doing all type of hoe shit, nigga. G-Money been said you was a hoe, nigga. Finna get on that Fredo shit, nigga. Stamp you niggas. Nah, for real.
You already know his camp don't play around. YB got a fan base that's not just loyal. They're a whole movement. They ride for him heavy, stay organized, and move with purpose. He's got the respect from his peers, major labels behind him, and connections that stretch deep in the game. When you reach that level, nothing slips past your radar. Someone disses you in Dallas, best believe you'll hear about it before the sun sets. See, YB's reach goes way beyond music. His influence runs through the streets and the internet alike. When someone throws shade, even a little bit, it can flip into something real fast. That's not a threat. That's just how power plays out when you're sitting at the top. This is chess, not checkers, and here's where things took a turn. Those old clips of Montana talking slick about YB started popping back up. Videos where he's straight up clowning YB's name and legacy. They've been floating online for a minute, collecting dust until now. Suddenly they started flooding Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. That's when the fire reignited. It's not always about dropping new disses. Sometimes it's the old ones coming back to haunt you. Sometimes old disses hit harder than new ones. When a new diss drops, you can clap back right away. But when old clips suddenly resurface, that's a whole different energy. It means somebody out there is purposely digging up dirt, trying to stir things up again. That's not random, that's strategy. When those old clips start spreading, it forces a move. In the hip-hop world, silence can look like weakness, and nobody wants that label. If you let someone disrespect you publicly and don't say a word, people start whispering that you're scared or that you fell off. And YB, his whole image is built on dominance and control. He's the type to handle his business quick. So when Montana's old videos started blowing up again, it wasn't just gossip. It became a situation that had to be checked. Soon enough, clips began surfacing showing YB's people confronting Montana. They weren't playing around either. They were saying loud and clear, "Yo, we see what you're doing, and that ain't it." These weren't wild reactions. They were strategic, calm, and meant to send a message. That's when the temperature really shifted because Lil Pap stepped in. And for anyone who doesn't know, Lil Pap is deep in YB's circle, and his involvement made this whole thing way more serious. When I say Lil Pap is tied to YB, I don't mean casually. This dude moves with YB's energy. He's respected, connected, and has real credibility in that circle. He's not just another voice online. He's someone whose name holds weight. So when Montana kept pushing with those disses, dropping more content aimed straight at YB, Lil Pap wasn't about to stay quiet. His response came fast, and it came aggressive. Now here's what people outside the culture might miss. When someone says, "We still stepping for Youngboy," that's not just social media talk. That's coded language, deep in hip-hop culture. It means loyalty, protection, and a warning all in one. It's saying, we ride for him, we move for him, we don't play about him. That message tells you everything. Youngboy got people who don't just support him musically, they're ready to defend him in real life. Once talk like that starts circulating, it stops being about rap. It turns into something much more serious. That's when people in the industry started taking notice. Because that kind of language, it's not metaphor anymore. It's a line in the sand. It's showing the world that this beef ain't just music. It's personal, it's territorial, and it's dangerous. People can act like it's all just hype or for show, but that's missing the real message. There's always layers to situations like this. What we see online is just the surface. The disses, the posts, the confrontations, that's the performance. But behind the curtain, that's where the real moves are made. YB's team doesn't react out of emotion, they move with strategy. Think about it. YB got one of the biggest platforms in the game. If he wanted, he could call out Montana directly and make the whole internet explode, but he's not doing that. And that silence is louder than any diss track. Instead, his people, like Lil Pep, are handling it quietly, efficiently, and with precision. That's not weakness, that's power. It sends a clear message. We don't need to respond, we got structure, we got reach, and we got order. That's how real influence moves, without noise, without chaos, just control. Meanwhile, Montana's playing a different game. He's still grinding, still chasing that spotlight. Every diss, every post, every slick comment, it keeps his name buzzing. But what he's feeding off for clout, YB's camp sees as disrespect, and that's where the tension gets dangerous. Montana's getting what he wants, attention. Every time his name pops up next to YB's, his buzz grows. From a business angle, that's smart marketing. He's boosting his visibility, building his brand, and keeping people talking. But from a street survival angle, that's where it gets risky. Because when you challenge someone with that kind of power, you're playing a dangerous game. See, in today's rap scene, beef ain't really about who spits the hardest bars anymore. It's about who's got the most to lose and who's willing to go the furthest. And when you look at that scale, YB's on top. He's got money, fame, structure, and respect, so his moves are calm, measured, and strategic. He's not reckless, he's protecting the empire he built. Montana, though, he's still trying to climb. He's hungry, unpredictable, and willing to take risks. And that's exactly what makes it scary. That I got nothing to lose mindset is what turns simple shade into real danger. Now the whole industry's watching this unfold. Other artists in Dallas, across the South, even beyond, they're all paying attention because how YB's team handles this will set the tone. It's showing the blueprint. This is how we move. This is how we handle disrespect. And every artist watching is silently asking themselves, would I keep pushing like Montana or would I know when to fall back? There's real strategy going on behind the scenes. This ain't random. YB doesn't move alone. He's got people around him with real history, real connections, and real credibility. So when someone from that circle, like Lil Pap, says, we still stepping for Youngboy, the people who know the history understand exactly what that means. That kind of statement hits different depending on who says it. Coming from Lil Pap, it's not internet talk. It's a reminder backed by history. His name carries weight, his reputation speaks for itself, and everyone in that space knows what YB's circle is capable of. That's why the energy around this whole situation feels so heavy. Now the big question, where does this go from here? Does Montana back off or does he keep pushing the line? Either choice got consequences. If he falls back, some of his fans might call him soft or say he folded. But if he keeps pressing, he's walking into something way bigger than rap, something where words can't be taken back. That's the dangerous trap. There's no win for Montana right now. Either he takes a hit to his image or risks something worse by standing his ground. Meanwhile, YB's team already proved their point. They showed power without breaking a sweat. The psychological battle, they already won that. Now it's up to Montana to decide if he's going to respect that message or let his ego push him into something he can't control. From a cultural angle, this whole situation says a lot about how power really works in hip-hop. It's not just about who drops the hottest tracks or spits the best bars. It's about who holds the leverage, who got real backing, and who's bold enough to use it. That's the part people don't like to admit, but it's the truth. The street's been whispering about this for months. Everybody knows what's brewing. They're just waiting to see if it stays verbal or if someone decides to take it further. That's what makes this kind of tension dangerous. You never know when it'll cross the line. See, this whole Montana YB drama is the perfect example of how beef really works today. It's not always physical. Sometimes it's psychological warfare. It's about making your opponent feel the pressure, showing that every move they make is being watched. The resurfaced clips, that's smart manipulation, passive aggression at its finest. Montana didn't drop new shots, but the internet brought his old ones back to life like they were fresh again, and that flipped the whole story. Meanwhile, YB's crew didn't just respond, they made a statement. By saying, we still stepping for Youngboy, they reminded everyone, this isn't about one man, it's about an organized movement. That's power in motion, and it shows just how wild things can get in this digital era. One old clip can reignite a storm that everyone thought was long gone. In this era, content never dies. Every post, every diss, every word lives online forever, and the internet never forgets. Disrespect gets documented instantly, and responses come even faster because everyone's got an audience and a point to prove. Both sides know the game. Montana knows exactly what he's doing when he keeps throwing shots, and YB's camp knows how to clap back without ever making it physical. It's chess, not chaos, and everyone involved understands the unspoken rules. But here's the scary part. What happens if someone stops playing by those rules? What if it jumps from online smoke to something real? That's when it stops being entertainment and turns into a real-life problem with real consequences. That's the line people don't like to talk about. The blurry space between cultural expression and actual danger. What we're seeing here isn't just rap beef, it's ego, pride, and the raw mechanics of power playing out right in front of us. In today's hip-hop scene, Montana 700's got talent, no doubt, but the path he's taking is risky. trying to build his name by dissing someone way more powerful like YB. That kind of move only works if you got real leverage. And YB's team is making it crystal clear that Montana doesn't. They're not just reacting, they're sending a message through silence, presence, and precision. That's a power play smarter than most people realize. But let's be real. Once phrases like "we still stepping for Youngboy" start getting thrown around, this stops being just rap talk. That's when things creep toward real-world danger. Now Montana's standing at a crossroads. Does he keep pushing for clout or step back before it goes too far? YB's side already drew the line, and everyone knows they're not the type to bluff. And for everyone watching, this ain't a TV storyline or some internet stunt. This is real life, real people, and real consequences. What happens next could shift more than just this beef. It could change how the whole culture handles respect and power. Yo fam, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll catch you on the next one.